All right, so today I want to tell you about some exciting things going on in the business. And today I'm actually talking about a deal that came my way that I've actually passed on to a friend. So I'm calling this helping a friend secure his first deal. So again, we're going to review the deal in detail. We're going to talk about probably the elephant in the room, and that's why did I pass on this deal, but think it's perfect for my friend. We're going to talk about keys to this opportunity, and then what happens next. So first, the deal in detail. So it's a package of units offered by a wholesaler. So a wholesaler has made contact with a seller who has a collection of properties that they want to sell at one time. In this case, the wholesaler is offering this package at $540,000. It was a price he offered it to me, so it was a price I offered to my friend. I do think that after you go through this, and you'll see these properties in detail, I think the retail value today is somewhere between 600 and 640, right? If they were thrown on the MLS and all of that. It's made up of two duplexes that when you actually see them, they actually look more like a fourplex because they're duplexes side by side. There's no fence between them. They're sort of mirror images of each other. If you were to look at it from a street, you would think it was a fourplex. It's not a fourplex, at least legally, because it's two separate APNs and all of that. So you could sell one off at a time. Not that anybody probably would ever want to do that, but you could. And then right next door is a triplex. So it's a total of 7 units. The duplexes are actually quite large. There are 3 2-1s and then a 1 3-2. For example, when I say large, right, these 2-1s are I have some 2-1 duplexes that are as small as 625 feet. These ones are at about 1,000 feet, so a lot more, sort of living space for them. And then the 3-2 is obviously much larger than a normal 2-1. Then the triplexes are 1-1s, but again, these are larger 1-1s. I have some 1-1s that are actually under 500 square feet. These ones are much closer to 700 square feet. So again, it's about having some additional living space. All units are rented, but I would say they're below market. This is obviously an owner that's probably owned them decades. I would say, I think it's actually my next bullet. Yeah, the rents, all of them need to go up at least $100. And I would say most, if not all, need to be bumped up somewhere between $150 and $200. That's when you take that over 7 units, that's even at $150 times 7, that's over $1,000 in potential rent. The other wrinkle in this is that my friend, because it's offered via a wholesaler and it's critical for me to keep this relationship, is he must close in 2 weeks with cash. Right, so he's going to have to come to the table with $540,000, actually a little bit more because he's going to pay closing costs and things like that. So maybe 545 or something like that, and then he can go in and then decide when he wants to refi after with a bank because he's got obviously great credit and all of that stuff. But given the time frame and the assignment fee and all of that, it's not a normal deal that you would go through a bank. They want 45 days and appraisals and all this other stuff, and it's just not something that this deal is going to support, at least out of the gate. This is how it looks in my spreadsheet. I thought I would take a shot at it. As you can see, there's duplexes, duplex 1 and 2, triplexes down the side. I've priced the one duplex at just 10 grand higher because it has that 3-2, which means more rent and the like. That should all total 540, which was the offer price I was given. I've done the down payment at 25%. I didn't know what to do for repair costs, so I assumed 10 grand across the board. We got some closing costs in there. Thus the total cash. I did mortgage payments at an interest rate of, I think it was 5%, which may need to go up a little bit, don't know. Insurance and taxes, I bumped everything up to $200 a month. Property management's just a straight 10% across the board. I did do some expenses. Expenses are a little higher on duplexes and multifamilies and houses because there may be some water and things of that nature that the landlord is responsible for. So I bumped those up. Then I didn't know what to do on the rent, so I did rents after rent increases. You can see there's quite a bit of rent out there to be had. There's your estimated cash flow, your yearly cash flow, and then the yield. So again, in my model, anything above 5% in this market is outstanding, and both of these all 3 of these are above 5%, and a couple of them are approaching or over 8%, which is in this market is tremendous in my opinion. So why did I pass on this deal, right? If I think this deal is so great, and it is, why did I pass? First, I do think it's a great deal. When I started 15 years ago with a full-time job, this would have been a deal I jumped on quickly, right? It was sort of tailor-made for me. It had a discount. It had opportunities for me to increase value by raising rents, and it has everything that's right with it. Today, right, it doesn't meet what I'm trying to do, right? As you've seen in my earlier flip videos, if you've seen them, I'm trying to buy properties that need more work, that offer a better return for cleaning it up. They're in some kind of distress, and I can get, frankly, a bigger discount. The bigger discount allows me to take time, allows me to do full remodels, allows me to take my time leasing and then ultimately selling. This one is frankly, it's just I think I have this next. Yeah, it's just too clean. It doesn't offer the safety that I need. It's a great deal. A couple of properties at 8% and one at 6%. To get this in a package is tremendous in my opinion. I think this deal is perfect for someone who is cash rich and asset poor, and still has a full-time job. These are the kind of deals that don't fit my model, right? Because I don't have a full-time job anymore, but it does fit the model of someone who is cash rich. So they can come in and write a $545,000 check or wire or whatever you want to call it, close the deal, and then go back and refi later. That's why my friend's getting this discount, in my opinion, is because he has the capital to go in and buy this cash, which not a lot of people do. A lot of people have the down payment, and then would need to go through a bank. That doesn't fit this model, right? To buy something from a wholesaler via assignment fees and all of that, you need to be able to buy cash and then go refi later. And that's where my friend is at. And if you're cash rich and asset poor, and you have that kind of capital, and you want to maybe get a deal like this, you should let me know, because they come across my table every now and again, and I'd be happy to connect you. And lastly, I enjoy helping friends, right? It didn't meet my model, but I think it's a great deal, and I knew there was a few folks that I work with that this could help. So it's a nice feeling. So priority number one, my friend has to close this deal, right? I am putting my reputation on the line with a wholesaler. They don't like to work with people they don't know, because they are tying up an opportunity that they've spent probably tens of thousands of dollars marketing and trying to find, right? A wholesaler, if you don't know their business, they're constantly beating the bushes and spending money, significant dollars, tens of thousands of dollars a month, trying to find sellers who are interested in selling fast for cash. And when they get one, they can't let it go, because once a seller sort of signs on the dotted line and gives you a little bit of time, if you don't close it, they'll just go to someone else. And thus, my friend has to close on this deal, or I will significantly lose a key wholesaler who's already brought me 3 transactions, and I can't have that. Then, when my friend gets this deal, the key for him is to get into the units, work with his property manager, and then put a plan in place. You got choices here, right? You can go in and take all 7 units and raise rents across the board, day one. I don't know, day 15 maybe is a better example, right? You want to go in and get leases and all of that done. But you'll probably have really fast vacancies, which maybe is okay. Maybe that's the plan. Or maybe what you do is you go building by building. There's just lots of things that once you own these, you'll get to decide. And there's no right or wrong answer, right? I think that the plan for my friend is he's got to decide when he wants to refi. Does he want to refi immediately? If so, then keep the tenants in there, because you don't want to have vacancies when you refi. Does he want to refi in 90 days? Does he want to refi in 6 months? Right, that's the big question that's going to drive to when he raise rents. But again, a lot of the value he's going to get in this is because he's going to raise rents. And thus he should budget turns, right? Does he want potentially 7 vacancies and 7 turns? That's going to hurt. Or does he want to go unit by unit or month by month or whatnot? Then, at some point, I would say probably between 3 and 6 months, he's going to want to refi and take out probably $400,000 or more out of this deal. replenish his cash, and then allow him to do this again, which it's not a bad deal. So what happens next? We've actually made arrangements to go see this property this week together. We're going to not only show him this one, but I was going to go there anyway, so I'm going to see some of my other properties and projects and work and flips and all of that. So that should be good. We're gonna hopefully get inside a few units again. We're operating in a pretty short time frame. You got to give notices and all of that to tenants. So hopefully going to get into at least one unit of each building, just so we can get a feel and lay of the land, get an understanding what's in front of them. In addition, I'm going to take them to some of my other properties just to get a feel what's going on, because once you have a couple of duplexes, they're all really the same. Yeah, the square footage will be different, but that just means a little bit more carpet. They're all the same, right? It just doesn't matter at some point. If you see one versus the other, as long as you're looking on the outside and the roof, you can see their heating and cooling and things of that nature. They're all the same. We're gonna get a final yes answer, and then my friend again has to close this week. And then the wholesaler was going to be happy. He's going to get his well-deserved assignment fee, and I'm going to keep that reputation and hopefully get the next deal that he finds. So my friend will be happy, the wholesaler will be happy, and I win because I've helped everyone. So again, do me a favor, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Make sure you leave a comment or a question. If you want to get a hold of me, there's my email, mzuber@onerental@a-time. And with that, I'll say have a great day.